What is up? I'm Yuri from Hex19.com. Today I'm going to be playing a bit of Forza Horizon. Now I'm not going to call this a Let's Play because really it's not a Let's Play. I'm just going to be playing for a little bit. Generally Let's Plays are following throughout a whole game, which I don't really want to do. I don't really have the patience to do that. It's a lot of work, not only just uploading and editing that kind of stuff, but just sitting there and being engaged with a microphone talking for that long is difficult. And I don't even have the patience to watch Let's Plays, let alone make them. So what I'm going to call this is a Hex19 Playdate. I don't know if I'll continue to use that name in the future, but for now, that's what I'm calling it. So I'm just going to play some Forza Horizon, talk about it. I'm liking this game. A bit of my history with it. The first time I played it was at PAX Prime last year in 2012, and I was really disappointed with it there, to be honest. I think it just wasn't what I was expecting necessarily. I've been a fan of the Forza franchise since Forza 2, and I really love that brand of simulation racing, and this was definitely a departure for the series. Like, I get that it's not the same studio working on it. It's a completely different team at Playground Games that was working in partnership with Turn 10 to make it. So I get why it's a very different game. I don't feel that it should have the Forza name on it, just because Forza is so well known for being like one of those top simulation racing games. Yeah, so I played it at PAX Prime. I was just really disappointed that it wasn't quite the same experience as Forza. So I didn't pick it up right away. Then I heard lots of great things about it from various podcasts like Giant Bomb. They seemed to really like the game, so I decided I would pick it up once it dropped in price. And now it finally has. I saw it on sale for $40 rather than the full $60, so I picked it up. And it's a coincidence that just this week the new 1000 Club DLC came out as well, so there's some extra content to be enjoyed there. Yeah, so as far as racing mechanics go, Forza Horizon isn't necessarily my favorite game. It's not quite as hardcore as the mainline Forza Motorsport series, but what the game does nail is the flavor. It's all set around this fictional Horizon festival in Colorado, and it really makes you feel like you're part of this big racing and music and cultural festival. I really like the music in the game too. There's 3 music stations to choose from. There's a Pulse, Rock, and Bass Arena, so it gives you a good variety of different tracks. Lots of new music on there that I enjoy outside of the game, so that's always a plus. Something that I've always loved to do in racing games is download the soundtracks for listening while I'm just driving around in real life, because it kind of makes you feel awesome. It reminds you of those great times you had in the racing game driving fast. Obviously you can't drive this recklessly on the open road in real life, but it kind of makes a boring commute a little bit more fun. So a game that's really similar to Forza Horizon that came out right around the same time was, oh shit, oh crap, that wasn't good. A game that's really similar is Need for Speed Most Wanted, just because it also is open world racing game based around a big map. Need for Speed Most Wanted is a lot more casual than Forza Horizon though. I'd even say it's more of a crashing game than a driving game, whereas Forza Horizon is a bit more faithful to classic racing game roots. I think I like the map from Need for Speed Most Wanted a bit more. It's a bit more variety in tracks. I think it has more verticality just because there is a lot of jumping involved in that game, climbing buildings, that sort of stuff. But yeah, while Forza Horizon is a really pretty game, I kind of get tired of the landscapes after a while. One thing that I feel Forza Horizon kind of dropped the ball on a little bit is the multiplayer mode, though, because really it doesn't take advantage of that great open world environment that they've built. Maybe it was because of technical limitations that they didn't want to bring that open map into multiplayer, but instead of being able to drive wherever you want, it's predetermined tracks plucked from out of the open world. It's similar to lots of other racing games like Grid, where you vote on the next track and then you're instantly transported there and you race there. Need for Speed Most Wanted was a lot more creative with what they did with their multiplayer. Just having the races take place in the open world, and part of the game is racing to the next race, which is, it sounds kind of strange, but once you actually play it, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, but by no means is the Forza Horizon multiplayer bad. It's just not interesting. And yeah, just continuing that comparison with Need for Speed Most Wanted, there's a lot more to do in Forza Horizon single player, especially with the new 1000 Club stuff. It just adds special challenges for each car. So there'll be a series of challenges. Some are really basic, like smash this many things or perform this many burnouts, that kind of stuff, or race from a certain part of the open world to another part in a specific time limit. So while they are kind of bland and not that interesting, it's just another layer of stuff to do if you've already gotten bored of everything that there was offered in the original game. One thing that the game also employed is never mind on that. So that was a race. That was a fairly disappointing second place finish. I guess I should spend more time focusing on driving and less time focusing on talking.
You really pulled that one out of the bag.
Yeah, so right now I'm just working towards the main campaign of the game. It's set up where each race gives you a certain amount of points. You need a certain amount of points to unlock the next wristband, and wristbands give you access to more races, more events in the open world. And as you go up through those wristbands, the events feature faster, more difficult to drive cars that are more expensive to purchase. So it's just that progression really simplified into a system that's easy to understand, which is nice. So there's got to be some special events I can do on here. This is some of the stuff they were showing a lot before the game came out, where you're not just racing against other cars, you're also racing against air vehicles, which is kind of interesting. I'll show you how that works in a second here. The first one happens right at the beginning of the game. It's called Mustang versus Mustang, and you're racing like a classic Ford Boss Mustang against Mustang P-51 aircraft, which is a little bit far-fetched. You're kind of racing to these different checkpoints, and they say that it's an even match because although the plane is faster, it has a much larger turning radius. I think they probably cheat the way the races work a little bit, because you don't really see the plane the whole time. It kind of swoops down as you're passing checkpoints, so they can cheat it to make it a very close race to make it more exciting. But either way, it's a fun little departure from those regular road races. So yeah, this one is a race against a helicopter, which should be pretty interesting. I haven't tried this one yet. For these races, they always supply you with the car. For most events, you have to use cars from your own garage. It makes it really simple, though, to get into races, which is nice. If you don't have the necessary car, it will let you purchase the right car right away, right there from the race screen. And if one of your cars isn't upgraded properly for the race, you can also upgrade it right as you are starting the race, which is nice. And it is a pretty robust upgrade system. You can choose different parts and specifications to customize your car just the way you want it, but it also has a very good auto upgrade option that will just put your car right at the performance class it should be at. No fuss, you don't have to worry about anything, it's instant, it'll charge you for however much the parts are worth, and you can get on your way racing. But yeah, definitely the thing I would praise most about this game is the flavor. It even has cutscenes at certain parts of the game with different characters, which is kind of unnecessary, but at the same time I kind of like it just because it is a bit different than other games that are out there. Throughout the main campaign of the game, you're racing against different personalities in each of the wristband levels, and before the race they'll have a few words to say to you, and it's pointless, but it's kind of a fun little distraction. Gives a little bit more edge to racing, makes it a little bit more satisfying when you pull off a big win. So yeah, right now the chopper has a slight lead on me, but like I'm not even sure if like the chopper takes the same amount of time each time for the course, and I'm really just racing against a clock. Regardless of how it does work, it is kind of cool. It is cool seeing that chopper flying right above you. One thing I want to play around with more in this game is, see right at the end, I'm just gonna pass the chopper there. So who knows how much that's cheated. I do want to play around more with the photography and the video making stuff in this game. It looks pretty robust, and the graphics are really pretty, so I'd imagine you can make some pretty cool stuff with it. I also definitely want to trick out some cars with my own custom decals. Maybe a Hex19 decal would be pretty cool, and maybe take those online. So I think I might make some more videos with Forza Horizon. I'm really enjoying the game, glad I picked it up. It's not the best multiplayer racing game, but from a single player standpoint, it's a good casual racing game with lots of good flavor, lots of good music, and some good times. If you want more cool video game stuff, as well as just anything geek, comic books, TV shows, board games, visit Hex19.com. That is the site where you can check out all my other stuff, as well as the other Hex19 guys, Glenn, Brett, and Aaron. So, I'll see you later.